everybody? It's Water from Sigma Gaming. So I'm gonna be doing a combo like profile in a sense. I've asked in the Naruto community what they wanted me to do or what they want to see on video or stuff like that on YouTube. And some people are telling me like combos and text. So I'm gonna go down probably 6 combos. I know there's so many combos. I know so many of them. But these are like really neat, cool ones that can be game breaking. Some of them are not that viable. Some of them are really good. So we're gonna go with the Ino Goya loop, something that was discovered a long time ago, and it pretty much goes. You have to play the Kushina. What she does is flashpoint. When this ninja is removed from play, you can put in play one Tail Beast Ninja card from your hand. In that case, remove that Tail Beast Ninja at the end of the turn. So if you have the Tail Beast guy, like I'll show you like one of these in your hand, you will remove the Kushina with the flashpoint, and then you can put this guy in play. This one, when he's put in play, except by deployment, you can negate. So you can choose one guy, and that guy can be sent to battle. So he locks somebody out. And same thing with this one. He's put in play. I think this ninja cannot be blocked by any number of teams. You don't really care about them. Most of these, you don't even care about their effects. The best one you want to drop is probably the 6 Tails, because that's the 7 cost one, and it has a how can I say, a effect that stays in the game. So it sets a game condition. So even if this card leaves the board or it gets removed, it still sets a game condition where that guy cannot be sent out to battle during this turn, right? So you do the flashpoint, play the 6 Tail. So I'm going to use the 6 Tail example. And then now, depending on what your rogue list is, or what type of, what you're playing with, if your rogue list has substitute at 3, shame on you. But if it is, you'll play substitute and you'll sub out the 6 Tails, and the 6 Tail will put in play the Ino Goya. Now the Ino Goya will choose a guy, because its effect is when this ninja is put in play, except by deployment, move target ninja of an interest cost less than this ninja to the bottom of the deck. So on turn 2, I think it's turn 1, right? On turn 1, if you substitute, essentially what happens is that pretty much there aren't going to be any turn 6 ninjas. There are going to be less than 5, right? So you can choose their guy. That guy leaves, and now you flashpoint out the Ino Goya, and every turn you just keep putting in play the Ino Goya. And so essentially, whenever your opponent plays a guy, they're gonna lose that guy, and it's just devastating. I've played against the deck before, and it hurts, man. Getting hit by Ino Goya every single turn is annoying. If your ban list has the substitute at ban or even at 1, they also play just like that hero. Just like the hero discards any number of your animals or Tail Beast ninjas. In that case, search your deck 1 ninja with interest cost less than the total interest cost of ninjas discarded due to this effect. Reveal it and move it to your village. So you have to get rid of a total of 7. That's the reason why they use this one, because it's a 7 drop to put in play the Ino Goya, because the Ino Goya is a 6 drop. So you remove the 6 Tail and you put in play the Ino Goya. If you don't have the 6 Tail, because remember you can only play 3 copies of ninja with the same name, you can try doing the 5 Tails. And if you didn't get the 5 Tails or the 6 Tails, some decks also play the 4 Tails, right? And they use an animal, because it says Tail Beast and or animal, so you can have a mixture of both. So they'll probably play like an Inkfish, because Inkfish can be put in play by paying 3 chakra, and you put them in play, you draw a card. So they'll get rid of the Inkfish and the 4 Tails. That gives you a total of 7, and you have the Ino Goya. Now Ino Goya is not the only person that they can play. They have other guys they can play, but this is just me giving you an example. Some decks even just get rid of the Ino Goya and they play the Tail Beast, and they'll play the 7 drop, sub it out, and that puts in play one of these other Tail Beast guys, like this guy, a lot sooner. Or even the 4 drop one. The 4 drop up is obnoxious. So the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. But that's one of the loops that was in the game, earlier, probably like around set 26 or something like that. I forgot. The other loop combo that we have here is called the Infinite Limbs. It's something that was discovered by me and my teammate. I haven't seen this loop anywhere else. I don't know if anybody else came up with it. I'm not taking credit for the loop or anything of that nature. So essentially what it is, you would play the Twining Limbs. Twining Limbs effect is a permanent. When this mission is put in play, you draw a card. It is a turn 1 on hand, cost water. Mission EOJ costs you 1. One of your ninjas get +1/+1 or +1. Sorry, -1/+1 or +1/-1. During this turn, you may use this effect as many times as you like. So it's not a once per turn effect. You can just keep doing this effect. So essentially what you want to do is you want to get the Naruto Sage Mode. Naruto Sage Mode has a ruling where if you pay a chakra using a non-jutsu effect like Twining Limbs, because it costs you 1, if you paid it from discard pile, it doesn't go to the bottom of the deck because Naruto only works for jutsu. So when you read his effect, your discard pile is considered to be your chakra area. When you pay a jutsu, move all chakra used to pay for that jutsu to the bottom of your deck. So essentially, whenever you pay for a jutsu, whatever you pay for goes to the bottom of the deck. In this case, whenever you pay for a mission card effect or a ninja effect, like Twining Limbs, and you paint it from this discard pile, it doesn't go anywhere. So essentially, you have infinite chakra, and you can use Twining Limbs as many times as you want because Naruto Sage Mode is going to make it so you have infinite chakra. So in other words, your board is infinite. You can make it whatever power you want it to be, and it's very devastating. It wrecks, and you can do this on turn 3. So what you do is you play your Naruto on 3 because you need Sage Mode. And if you're playing water builds up a good amount of chakra, and you just play Ink Bat. Ink Bat costs you 5 chakra to put it in play. And then you would play the Training in the Rain, and you would target your Ink Bat. The next thing that you're going to play is going to get a -5 interest cost reduction. So essentially, your Sage Mode becomes a 2 cost, a turn 2. So you can play it over your turn 3 Naruto, which I tend to play the one that plays your opponents can't play counter cards, so they can't counter my Training in the Rain, and then that's how you get the loot. And from that point on, you just start wrecking your opponent. You're really your opponent can't really do not much against it. All they can do is try to get rid of the Naruto, which is not that hard to do because he has removal, but it is Naruto, so you probably will have some guns and you will protect your guy. It's kind of like a lightning water deck, at least the way I played it. Super fun, very easy to pull off, actually, super easy. I don't know how consistent the deck is in this current meta. I've never tried it. Again, when me and my teammate came up with this, it was during like when this card first came out, I believe. This card got previewed, and we were like, oh man, this card's nuts, to see what we can do, and that's what we came up with, right? The next one is called the Infinite Power Draw. So the reason why I call it Infinite Power is that there's a card that becomes infinite in terms of power, and you can draw infinite. You can literally draw your entire deck. So the way the combo goes, you're gonna have to have this mission. This mission is a turn 3. The effect is permanent 3. When a player plays a jutsu that increases the combat or support of any of their ninjas, that player draws a card. So it is a double-edged sword. Your opponent can use it against you. But essentially what you do is that we play it with this Rock Lee. So this Rock Lee says when an effect would change this ninja's power and negate that effect instead, and this ninja gets a +4/+0. So essentially what we want to do is we want to have Naruto out because the Rock Lee is a turn 2, so you can have him out on turn 2 and he's searchable by other cards. You want to have this Naruto out on 3, play that mission card on 3, and you want to have 2 unexpected results, 1 in your chakra and 1 in your hand. You play the one from your hand, paying 1 lightning because the Naruto makes it. Sorry, oops, that was weird. Because the Naruto makes. I pressed the wrong card. The Naruto makes it so your lightning jutsus cost 1 less chakra to play. So unexpected attack has a cost of 1 lightning, 1 random. Naruto will make it cost you only 1 lightning because this right here will be gone. So he reduces the cost, the negative, this colorless cost becomes 0. The effect of this card is target the user. If the user gets +2/+2 during this turn, this jutsu can be used even when it's in your discard pile. In that case, move this jutsu to the bottom of your deck after the effect is applied. Now what you want to do is you want to play this jutsu with Rock Lee, and like I said, you want one in your chakra area and you want one in your hand. So you play the jutsu with Rock Lee, costing you 1. You pay the 1 that's in the chakra area, that goes to the discard pile. Rock Lee effect kicks in because this jutsu is going to give him a stat boost, and Rock Lee negates that card. It says negate the effect instead, so it's negated. So this part right here where it says it goes to the bottom of your deck if you paid it from the discard pile will fizzle because Rock Lee negated it. Therefore, this mission, because when you play a jutsu that would give a guy an increase in stats, you draw a card. So you will draw your card. Rock Lee will negate the jutsu, and it goes to your chakra area. And then the one that you paid originally, that's in your discard pile, you will now play that one from discard pile, paying the one that's in your chakra area, and the loop begins over and over. You just keep doing that infinite times. Well, I won't say infinite because eventually you're gonna deck out. So you do this as many times as you want until you get the cards you need in your hand for whatever it is that you want to do. I came up with the loop, but I haven't really it's like, yeah, I can draw my entire deck. I haven't figured out what I want to do with that, right? I draw my deck, then what? What do I do? Because it's during the exchange of jutsu. So if it was like something where I can draw my entire deck during the mission phase, then I get way more value out of it and I can do way more stuff. I just haven't figured out what I want to do with the combo. So that's pretty much the combo for that one. It's pretty simple to do. Unfortunately, it has a lot of weaknesses, so be careful, guys, when you're trying it out. And let me know in the comments below if you figured out anything with the combo. If maybe there's something else that I haven't looked at and that I can touch up on. I would really I appreciate that. That'd be great. Let's see. Ink OTK. Now everybody knows about the Ink OTK. It's just something that I came up with, a different variant. I'm not sure if many people were playing that variant. Essentially what you want to do is you want to use this mission card as early as possible, right? You want to play it always on your 1 if you can. And what it does, it's a permanent effect is your ninjas with Inuzuka in their name gets +1/+1. You don't really care about the +1/+1 effect. Obviously, if you have that, an Inuzuka guy, even better, right? You get the buff. The other effect is when any of your animal ninjas will be discarded, move it to your hand instead. Now that's the important part of the effect. That's the effect that you only care about. And the reason why you care about that is because Ink Eagle, its effect is attacker mission, discard 3 of your Ink Ninjas. So you discard 3 of your Ink Ninjas. Now all the Ink Ninjas are animals. So when they get discarded, the Inuzuka clan card will come into play and will bring it to your hand. Even though the cards were not sent to the discard pile, you still fulfill the cost. You did the cost regardless of where the cost goes. You still fulfilled it, so you will get the win a battery war. And also this card is a may, so you may use this effect as many times as you like. So essentially you can keep playing your ink guys and get free prizes. Now you don't have enough chakra to manage that, so you're gonna have to play cards like what I came up with Sage Mode. So what you want to do is you want to play either a Naruto on 3, probably the ones that said your opponent can't negate your counter cards. Your opponent can't play counter cards, and you want to play cards like 4 times faster. If your current format has 4 times faster in it, what the card does, it looks at your opponent's hand and move both players' turn marker up by 4, I believe, or by 5. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 4. And so because your turn marker is going up by 4, you will be from turn 3, you will be on turn 7, giving you the necessary requirements to play your Naruto Sage Mode. Now, like I told you guys before, if your mission or ninja effects are paying chakra from the discard pile, they don't go to the bottom of your deck because of Sage Mode. So all the inks, they have an effect of like pay 3 chakra and put them in play. And so what you would do is you would pay 3 chakra from the discard pile because you're Sage Mode, and they would just pretty much come and play for free. So you just play 3 of them for free, use the Ink Eagle to put them back into your hand, rinse and repeat, and you keep doing that until you win the game. 8 Inner Gates is also another card that's in the format that you can play. Most people's rogue lists have this card 3, so what you do is do the same thing, move your turn marker up by 5. At the end of the turn, you move your turn marker down to 0. But once you play this card, you're gonna win the game. So that's essentially what the loop is. Just keep doing that. It's very easy to do. It's not hard. Super easy. I don't like playing the deck. It's actually kind of boring, but it's something that you can do. Speechless. So this is actually a combo that me and a buddy of mine came up with. He was a fan of playing this card, Impassioned Speech. I didn't really care much for it, but I watched, like, I was helping him practice for the tournament, and he kept playing the card, he kept doing stuff with it, and I've seen like he can do like cool battle tricks, like really cool stuff that he was doing with. And I was like, hey man, you should try playing the tournament, because you're always flashing your guys, so you always have less people than your opponent, and then you get your guys back in play, so essentially you didn't lose anything. And so essentially what it is, on turn 3 you will play Tamari. You have to play as Tamari. I mean, there's other cards you can play, but prefer this Tamari. You play as Tamari and you look at your opponent's hand, and you get rid of any of their mission cards that would essentially, if the opponent had a mission negation, this is how you get rid of their mission negation. If they didn't have a mission negation, then you get rid of something else, right? And you will play her, and then you will play your Passionate Speech. And what this card does is permanent 3, turn 3, 1 hand cost, win. All ninjas you control without flashpoint get flashpoint. When you put in play ninjas set by the opponent, you can draw a card. So you would play the you'll play the Tamari, and then when you play this mission card, because your opponent wouldn't have an answer to it because you got rid of their answer, unless they have 2 answers, which would be unfortunate, you can now flashpoint all the guys that you want to flashpoint out, and make sure that you're going to be less ninjas than your opponent. Once you do that, if you want to perform a battle, if you have necessary power to do it, you can. You just pass your turn. When it's your opponent's turn, when they play a ninja, you respond with this card. And what this card does is, it's a counter, turn 4, 1 hand cost, win. The player with the most in-play ninjas moves 2 ninjas to the original owner's hand. The player with the least in-play ninjas moves 1 ninja to the original owner's hand. And the reason why you play when they respond in the response to them playing a ninja is because now if that ninja had a put in play effect, and they wanted to, maybe they want to keep the other guys in play, because now they have to move 2 guys, because they're gonna have more ninjas than you always, because you set that up. So if they had a ninja that had a put in play effect and that they just deployed, you can respond to the deployment, and now your opponent's in a situation where they're like, do I keep the ninja that I'm deploying, or do I return it back to my hand? So that's one way of you kind of messing up your opponent's put in play effect. But they're gonna lose 2 guys. Obviously, if they still have more team power than you, are going to swing at you, it's okay. You can afford to take the bad rewards, the hit, because on your beginning of your next turn, you're gonna play all the guys you just flashpointed out, and most of them have put in play effects. So you will get your put in play effects again, and your Tamari is gonna come back into play, and they're gonna lose another mission card. And you can rinse and repeat. You can do the same thing again next turn. If you have another disarmament in your hand, and because you put in play ninja outside of your deployment, you will get the draw effect. So it's a very strong combo, and I've seen him wreck tournaments with that combo. So kudos to him. The last combo that I have here is turn 2 Super Guinea. At least that's what I call it. It's very, very easy, super easy combo, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that knows this. So many players know about this combo. And essentially what it is on turn 2, you play Leaf Headband. It's a lightning, turn 2, 1 hand cost, target 1 Gini in your chakra area, move the target to your village and put it in play. The ninja is considered to be part of the 1 ninja per turn restriction. So essentially, you're not deploying your guy, you're putting it in the play, but it still counts as the 1 ninja per turn. And what you would do is you would target one of your Ginins, right? And essentially, the only really strong Ginins in this game after Shippuden, or in the Shippuden format, is these Naruto Tail Beast form, which costs has a crazy ass effect where you pay XX to give 2 damage to target with extra costs of X. If your target is a guy that's a turn 0, you can pay 0 because X can be 0. So essentially, you can kill turn 0s for free. You can kill turn 1s for 2 chakra, and you can kill turn 2s for 4 chakra. Super strong, it's very devastating. It's really hard for your opponents to come back from that. The other one is the Naruto Uzumaki Sage mode. You can put in play. It's also a Ginin, as you can see. It says right here Ginin, and this one goes in your deck. So this is the starter deck one. This is not a reinforcement. You can see it does not have reinforcement. And that one, when it's put in play, you can change the power of up to 3 ninjas to 0/0 and have their effects negated this turn. So essentially, you just make all your opponents do make them all 0/0s. Because on turn 2, they're not gonna have much ninjas. At most, they'll probably have maybe 2 to 3 ninjas on turn 2. And if you went first, they only have maybe like 1 or 2 ninjas in play, right? Or 3. There are some decks that have put in play and have decks like that play Idate, where you can just deploy him for free. So that was very strong. And with the Sage mode, you can also play Rasen Shuriken. So if they do slowly recover from you dropping this guy and swinging them out, you can attack them with a Rasen Shuriken and devastate the entire team. Again, it's very easy combo. It's actually a very viable deck, very powerful, super annoying to deal with. But there are answers to it, and these cards are not unaffected. They're not OC, so you can deal with them. You can Dragon Flame this guy. Same thing with that. There's Infinite Embrace them. There's all kinds of stuff you can deal with. You can even negate their effects. If they try to do something, you can be like, okay, you paid X for Naruto. I could play Competitive Strength and negate his effect, and they just lost all that chart because they just paid. But they're still 7-0, so just be wary that there are beat stick, but you can deal with them. So that's all the combos that I have at the moment that I can think of top of my head. I'm gonna try my best to get as much cool, innovative combos out there. Some of them are, like I said, won't be viable, but some of them are very neat combos. And these are all cards or combos you can do currently in the format without any of the new fan-made sets. I probably will. My next video will probably be with the fan-made sets, so you are going to see even more cooler combos that can be done because the fan-made sets made it possible. But other than that, that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one.